What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the electric Ford Mustang. This does have an electric engine in it. I absolutely love it. I'm not the biggest fan of electric engines normally, but when they're in something that they're not supposed to be, especially like a Ford Mustang, it is a lot of fun. Now, one thing you will notice about this is there is a lot of batteries. I haven't worked on any of the electric cars on this in this game yet. There is quite a few of them. I love the electric battery models that are in there. They're looking cool. We are going to attempt to pit performance parts on this engine today because I don't really know what you can do with the electric ones. As I say, never played around with them. We are going to make this one look cool as we can on the outside, though. The lengthened bonnet, everything like that. Obviously, all of this is going to be replaced. There is a lot of buying options for the Mustang. Let's just jump in. I was on headlights last. Look, there is 16 pages of things to buy for the Mustangs. Various different doors, various different lights, bonnets, bumpers, fenders, everything. Mirrors, lights, everything you can think of. There is a lot of options for it on this car. I have already planned what I'm going to do to this one, so it's not too bad. But let's jump in. Let's get it over to the car wash, and let's get this one cleaned up. Here we are then at the car wash. Let's get it cleaned. It isn't in the greatest state in the world, so let's see how it turns out. It's not looking horrible, though. I think that might be a vinyl or a livery. It is very damaged. I'm not going to repair any of these because they're not in the look I was going to go for. These are all just going to be scrapped off, and we're going to replace all with new. So let's get the interior cleaned up, as much as we do need to probably rip that rear seat out. And then we'll get it back on the lift, and we'll get this funky electric engine ripped out, and we'll start working on this Mustang. We've got the car in the air, and as I say, I really don't know what I'm doing. So let's just start by getting all of these batteries out. No exhaust, as there shouldn't be. Happy with that. Let's get that last module out, and then surely there must be some sort of... There we go. Gearbox Eden 1H. Let's get you out. Wow, that's a lot of bolts. That's a lot of bolts. Okay, now we've got that out. Maybe we'll be able to lift the engine out. As I say, this is my first time playing with an electric engine, so it is all find out and see. To use the engine crane, first remove the final drive gear, Eden 1H. So it would appear to remove the engine out, you have to take out that gear and these two, which are only accessible from the engine bay. This is all I've worked out so far. Come back around here. Back in there, and then we need to take that one and this one. And theoretically... Yay! Engine out. Finally, that actually took me a lot longer than it should have done. Let's get that crane put away. Let's have a look at this now. It should be very empty. There we go. Nothing in it whatsoever. Let's get it stripped. I mean, I might as well just start with the engine bay as I was there. So we know we've got the brake servo. We've got the fuse box with a load of fuses inside. So that's got to come out. Battery, power steering reservoir, window washer reservoir, and the radiator. And there is an intercooler which can only be picked up in the air. I don't know why, because it's sat right there. So yeah, I'm going to get the rest of this engine bay finished off, and then we'll crack on with the suspension and the body. Engine bay is sorted. Let's take a look at all of this suspension, and we'll do the body last before we reassemble. So let's get this front wheel off. Nice rim Atlanta. Disc brakes, double arm, very easy, very simple. The drive shaft goes directly into the electric engine there. And at the front, we've got at the back, we've got drum brakes and a single leaf spring, keeping it all together. I'm going to get on and get this all dismantled, and we'll get the last few bits of the body off, and then we'll get that engine tore down. I am looking forward to that, getting confused and lost most probably. So I'll see you guys in a few moments. Suspension is all stripped. Engine bay is all stripped. Just got these last few body panels to go. There really isn't much left on this. So let's just get all of this off because it is all going to be scrapped anyway. Oh, I think I'm missing... Yeah, I knew there was one hiding there. There you go. That should be everything off this car now. Yep. Frame's at 9%, so it's a very bad frame. The interior... Oh, I've got to get that steering wheel out. Let's grab that steering... Oh, that's the wrong button. Grab the steering wheel, because that's the only thing in there that needs to come out. And then that is this car stripped. So let's go and sort this engine out. Let's put the battery on charge on the way, or one of the batteries. And let's have a look at this electric motor. I don't even know where to begin. I guess here. Let's get this stripped down. There is cables everywhere, which you would imagine there would be. Oh, I see. Then there's a cover on that. God, this is my first time, so I'm probably going to get things wrong. Not going to know what goes where. I don't even know if you can paint these. I'm just assuming you can. It doesn't look too bad. It looks just like a load of bolt-on electrical parts, basically. Nothing too major so far. Let's just see if we can get it all stripped in one sitting. Just a lot of parts dotted around. And you never know what to take off next. Bit of a beefy engine, though. I'm going to get on and get the rest of this stripped down. There can't be too much left, surely. And then under here, we have the rotor. The stator. Oh, and that's it. That is the whole engine bay. Engine cleared. There's really not much to that electric engine. I don't know what we can repair, whether anything can be tuned. So I'm going to get on and figure all of that out, and I'll catch you guys in a few moments. So here we are then, the stripped down bare Mustang. The engine has been stripped, the suspension has been stripped. There is no interior left, just this rotting body left to go. So let's go and grab that welder. Let's get this frame up to 100%. 500, nice and cheap. Thank you, Electric Mustang. Nice work. That blue's quite nice. Maybe we'll keep it in that blue. Anyway, let's get this put away. And let's start getting these body panels back on. Now, obviously, I have already sort of test fitted to make sure everything worked together here. It can be a bit of a nightmare, so I'm just going to crack on and get all of this done. And I'll see you guys in a few moments. Here it is then, the E-Stang, as I've quite delicately named the Mustang license plates there. Looking nice. Very happy with how that's turned out. I went for a smaller lip. I did go for the big, long, flats like drag racing spoiler, but I changed my mind just for the lip. Wide wheel arches, because we're going to put some more wide old wheels on this car. It's going to fill out them arches and look absolutely insane. I went for the roll cage on the inside, along with the 370Z seats and the GTR steering wheel, just because I like them. I think they look cool with the Nismo seats, the Recaro Nismo seats, looking smart. We're going to tint those windows so you probably won't see it too much. But anyway, now it's off to the paint shop to pick what lovely colour we're going to have for this Mustang. What would you do? Let me know in the comments below. Here she is then, the electric Mustang with its new paint job. Now I found this livery which just had this green stripe that runs down around there, and then a tiny little stripe on the back. But I changed the back and painted the whole rear clamshell in this metallic green. I painted the wing mirrors in the metallic green and the front bumper additionally in the metallic green. May do something green with the wheels, green and black maybe, nothing too over the top. Maybe we'll see. I'm definitely going to do some green bits in this engine bay on the metallic. Probably not the plastic covers because they won't work very well, but I'm hoping I can make that engine look sweet in the green. Haven't even tried painting it yet, but that's what we're going to do. Obviously, we're going to throw some blacks and some greens in the suspension underneath and make it look as cool as we can. But let's get it back on the lift and start getting this suspension back together. Let's have a look at the suspension then. I've gone for black shocks with a green spring, just to emphasize the green colouring. There is a tiny splash of red underneath as well. Let's get the second one together. Not too much, basically because my niece come in while I was sorting something out, and she decided that red would be a good colour, so red is the colour we're going for. I have also changed the fenders on the four corners above the wheels. I didn't like the plastic overreaches, so I've changed it to the RTX ones, which have the metal paintable bit over the top. So now the black looks black rather than the sort of like plasticky grey on there, just to fix that out. But let's get on, let's get the suspension in. Let's see how this looks. Some bits coloured, some bits not, some bits just in a black colour. But let's get some of it in and see how it goes. The other thing else I have done is I have decided to 3-star performance parts all of the, well, 3-star all of the performance parts. So we're going to have a look at some of them in a moment when we get the brakes on. But let's get a few of this bits of colour in here and let's have a look how it's turned out, how it looks at the front end. So as you can see, I've gone for the metallic green on the struts with the metallic green on the spring there. Let's get a few other bits on here and see what it looks like all together. Here they are, look, 3-star performance brakes, up to 5.2% braking power on that. Not bad at all. The last bit, this has got the red on it. Let's get you in. There's the splash of red in the front end, looking good. Just the drive axle to go on, and then the wheel. That's looking good at the front end. I'm happy with how that's turned out. Let's get on and get some of the rear together. Now, this isn't obviously isn't painted the same. Struts are still in black. Then we've got the leaf springs, which are in the green. Let's get some bushings on. Underplate in the black, and then the U-bolts in the green as well. Looking really nice. Think that's pretty much it for colouring at the back. There's no performance parts down here. It is just the rest of this rear end to go together. So I'm going to finish this off, and I'll meet you back when it's all done. Underside looking very good. It is all finished now. We got the greens, we got the splash of red on the brake calipers, greens and blacks all down through it. Looking really smart. Just got to get the intercooler in, hiding somewhere at the front. There it is. Get you in. You are obviously 3-star as well. 4.5% additional power on that one. Let's get off of it. Let's have a look. It is looking nice with the greens in there. I'm very happy with how that's turned out. Let's get the engine bay sorted out next. Look at it. It looks so good. The only thing with the RTR fenders is it does put that exhaust channel in there, but we're just using it for airflow. Same as that big one up there. So let's get in. Let's get the engine bay sorted out next. Not much to go in this engine bay. Just the brake servo, a few little bits like that. So let's get all of these chucked in. Grab my battery off charge. None of this is performance parts, so we don't have to worry about any of it being upgraded. Just the fuse box. I have done this in a red. Not that you'll be able to see it anywhere. So I'm just going to get this finished, and then we'll have a look at getting that engine sorted out. Everything sorted in the engine bay. You can see the red fuse box. Nothing else in there particular. Let's just double check. And it's just the batteries and the actual engine itself. Not that you can see that fuse box because it is all covered. But there is a few red cables and stuff in here, which is what is going to be from the red. And I'll show you as we go to the engine. Now, my niece was part of the colouring process for this. I did most of it in this lovely green. Now, I built this engine. There isn't many performance parts to go in here, so I'm just going to talk through it as I build it, because there also isn't really that much to go on here. But let's get all of this together. You can see I've gone for a lovely black and green in the metallic effect. Looking really nice. Now, obviously, none of this has been performance parts. There is only a couple of bits that go on the top end of this engine. Let's get these few bits on. Let's get this on. And now comes from the two big performance parts. So we've got the Power Electronics Eden 1H, 3-star, 2.6% power. And then the Charger Eden 1H, 3-star as well, adding extra power. And then the cables, these are all 3 stars, 2.6 performance cables. Now this is what my niece wanted red. And as she wanted red in the engine, there had to be a bit of red in there. That's why we got red underneath. And a slight bit of red in the engine bay as well. But that is that engine finished. That is it. Nice and simple to build the electronic engine. Let's get it dropped in the car. Got the engine crane ready. The engine is ready to go in. Let's get her installed. Look how little parts it is. I like that. Not too fond about how many little performance parts there were. But look at that in that green. Got to get that gearbox attached with the gears on. But let's get the wheels done first. But that is looking smart in there with that green. I'm happy with that. Doesn't fill up the engine bay that much, but I'm hoping it's got some power. We've also got a few batteries to put in. You can make them performance parts, so they are all 3-star performance parts. But let's jump over. It's time for me to sort some wheels out. Just putting on the last wheel here. As you can see, I've gone for the rims 1A for their black base coat, and then being able to paint this in the metallic green there. I think they look really nice. At the front, they are a 18-inch wheel with an ET of 70, a 275 width, and a 35 profile. And at the back, They're 18s again. They don't have any ET, but they are 405 width. So some big old boys at the back with a 30 profile. They are huge down at the back there. I mean, they're still pretty big at the front, just not quite as big as the back. But they fill out the arches. I could have gone a bit wider, but I didn't want to go too wide or too extreme with this. I think that looks absolutely stunning. I have also tinted out the windows, obviously 100% black all the way around, and I did a 75% on the windscreen. Hopefully we can see through it. It is now time to get the last few bits into this vehicle though. And when I say the last few bits, I literally mean this entire floor of batteries and that one there. And they are all 3 stars, 2.6% additional power each. But I get these in, and then I've got to fill up the liquids, and then that should be this car done with all these fancy new batteries in it. So I'm going to do that, and then we should be outside to have a look in the sun. So I'll see you guys in a few moments. Here she is then, the 100% finished electric Mustang. I love this. I think this is absolutely stunning. I'd love to convert a normal Mustang into an electric one. That would be a very fun and hard, challenging project to do in real life. But I love this one. It's a thing of beauty. I love the greens. I especially love these greens. The metallic greens look so good. And just a few little touches, nothing too over the top, I don't think. Obviously, some of you probably will, but that is what it is. And that engine, I think it looks great. And that gearbox was a pain in the ass, and I forgot about it at the end. With the red cables and the green, mostly green engine with a few black pieces, looking stunning. Very happy with that. I just love how this car looks. Obviously, I've already done a Mustang, so there's not too much to do looks-wise. It's just really the colour. And obviously, jumping inside, this is my favourite bit about an electric Mustang, because this is the only sound the car makes. That is the engine started. You can't accelerate, you can't rev, nothing. So let's jump straight over to the dyno and see how much horsepower it's got. Listen to that sound. I love it. So 620 starting horsepower. How much have we added to it with the performance parts and the 3-star performance tuning? An additional 568 horsepower, 92%. That pits our total up to 1,188. That is a hell of an increase from an electric engine. Let's see how fast we can get it down that runway. Okay, here we are at the track. No sound, engine is running. Ready, set, go. That's weird, wheel spin off the line with no sound. This is a good start. It's only got the 1 gear, you can only change it so much. I changed the ratio to be about midway. So it's about 500 kilometers an hour, it said, but what can we reach? This is flying. I want an electric Mustang. I really want to do this in real life. It'd be amazing. There's 400 kilometers an hour. What are we going to top out at? Go on, Mustang. 425 kilometers an hour from an electric Mustang. I will 100% take that. That's pretty good. So 425 kilometers an hour. It pits the lovely E Mustang in 14th place on the leaderboards. Definitely way into the top half. Very nice looking car. Very happy with it. Love the Nissan 370Z Nismo seats and the GTR steering wheel. Really finish off that interior, even though it makes no sound at all. I'm very happy with how the wheels turned out. They looked a lot better than I thought they were going to. I was tempted to not pit the green on them, but I actually think it's really smart with these rims. And the red brake calipers just visible through there, only just, with the green hints on the bumpers, on the bonnet, on the mirrors, and that green back plate at the back. Looking absolutely stunning. Very happy with this, but we do have to get rid of it, so it is time to have a look at some facts and figures of this 241,000 kilometer electric Mustang. All of that has disappeared, which is bizarre. Okay, so we know it had a lot more horsepower. We did it on the dyno, and it came out at 1,188 horsepower, a 92% increase of 568. Very, very good on that. I don't know why that isn't appearing there. The final sale, we bought the car for 15,321, and I have spent 51,865 on parts today and painting, putting our total spend at 67,186. And our sale value is 91,872, which puts our profit at a reasonable figure of just under 25,000 at 24,686. A little part of me doesn't want to sell it. I really like this electric Mustang, and I'm going to keep it. I do really enjoy this electric Mustang. It was a lot of fun to work on. We are going to keep this one instead of selling it because I like it and it is cool. We're going to swap it with one of these trucks. I'm probably going to swap it with this truck. I'm going to put this one in the parking bay. And I'm going to move this Mustang over to there because I like it. Ah, it was the wrong way around, but never mind. You know what I'm trying to do here. We're going to keep both of them, and then we're going to go and have a look at what we're going to work on next time. That's right. We are back with the Land Rover DLC with the Range Rover Evoque Standard Edition with only 27,000 kilometers that we picked up from the auction because they were only available there. As I said in the last time, they have fixed it or changed it so that they are available in the barn and the junkyard now. And this one we got just a little bit of a steal, just over 3,000 below the sale value or the current value, which is cool. We're going to be working on this one in the next video. We have a beast of an engine to work on this one here. It has got a turbocharger. It is looking pretty sweet. Do like how this one looks. We're going to put performance parts on that and we're going to modify it as much as we can. Another i4, but this is the 204 PT engine. This is what we're going to be working on next time. We're going to have a lot of fun at working on this one and making it look as cool as we possibly can and getting as much power out of that Land Rover engine as we can. That is for next time. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you did, do consider leaving me a like and subscribing. It really does help me and the channel out. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.